Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the call. Today is Monday, June 24th. It is our Monday midday call, and the reason for this call today is we don't want your day to start in neutral. My name is Shannon Hamilton out of Las Vegas, Nevada. This call is held as the midday motivation call Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time, 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and it is open to all. So if you have Alexa or Siri, you might want to set yourself a reminder. And what's important is I want you to keep this in mind. I believe everyone needs this call, and this call needs you. If you're in business and you have business partners or friends or family members that you know could start their day off with a little bit of positivity and motivation, feel free to invite them to this call, because this is what happened. Breakthroughs happen just from attending calls like this, just from attending training, just from attending events. I think we all can agree that that's where breakthroughs happen. It doesn't happen watching Game of Thrones or Power or the soap operas or whatever it is you watch on TV. For me, I have this love for Family Feud. Breakthroughs don't happen there. It happens when I'm attending calls, training, and events. And here's the deal. People can tell by your conversation that you're attending those things and you're growing and you're learning. They can tell by your habits, your daily habits, and most important, they can tell by your actions. So with that in mind, don't start your day in neutral. And today we're going to talk about something very important, is you don't need permission to be great. You know, for many years, after I got out of the military, I kind of needed permission to do everything. And then after that, I got out and I followed the norms of what I guess my parents and society expected. I did this thing called a job. It's a nasty word to me now, and if you have a job, I don't mean to offend you in any way. I think it's a good thing for some people. But for me, I got a job because that was normal. That's what my parents expected. That's what my kids expected. But that wasn't me. So I found that I didn't need permission from somebody to be an entrepreneur and to do my greatness. So I went and got a job. You know, I got what they call a good job. I feel a good job is one I ain't got to go to every day just to draw a check, right? And I want to believe that the job was one of the greatest mishaps that happened in my life, because I realized how much, for me, I didn't need permission to be great. And I worked for Hartsfield Airport in Atlanta. I was the assistant general manager. I worked for the city of Atlanta, but I was in charge of everything external to the airport parking, park and ride, the limo drivers, the shuttles, and all of that. And I made a ton of changes to the airport. When I say a ton, without somebody telling me these things need to be done, because I just thought they were all screwed up. I'm being transparent and honest. And I realized from doing that, you know, I had to get permission and talk to the general manager and get the city to approve it. And it took many, sometimes years, and they're still making those improvements to get things done, because we needed what's called permission. So we're going to fast forward to however many years later. That was back in 2000. So what's that? Just 19 years later. What I've realized that was my greatest breakthrough is the military taught me discipline. And it taught me discipline because people were watching. And I live basically I'm a service to others, because I still have relationships with people who I hate to say work for me. We work together at that time, and they're like, dude, I watched you, and you did so many great things for us, and you kept us motivated, and you fought for us and fought for our pay and all that. All I did was I was a service to others. I know people are great, and sometimes it takes a person like you and me to show people you don't need permission to be great. You don't need permission to read a good book. You don't need, especially in today's age, you don't even need to read a book. You can watch a YouTube video that's to help you get over a struggle or a challenge you're having. So the other thing is people are watching you. If you're in business, like I'm in the network marketing business and I have other businesses and I'm in school, my kids are watching me, my parents are watching me, my friends are watching me. I wish everybody was watching to see me win, to see me have breakthroughs, and to see me help everything else. But believe it or not, there are some people out there that hope you don't make it. They wish you don't make it. They're praying you don't make it. And one of those reasons why is because they have to look in the mirror and say, you know what? Shannon called me about that business, and I didn't take action. You know what? I know I could be doing better, but I'd rather watch the Game of Thrones, or I'd rather watch the music award shows and all of that great stuff that people think is more important than running their business and running their life and getting more education and reading a book. And with that said, most of us want pleasure in everything we do before we even get the payment. What I mean by that is delayed gratification. You know, right now in the business model I'm in, it's network marketing, it's time for me to put in the work. Delay the gratification, delay the rewards and the awards and the fancy this and the fancy that. I have to be disciplined enough, and you have to be disciplined enough to know those things are going to come. I mean, they're going to come. But right now you have to put in the work. And you don't need permission from me or anyone else to be great and put in the work and kick your own butt and hold yourself accountable and start your own Facebook group or start your own calls. I'm going to give you an example, and this is kind of what happened over the last month is I just recently started a business. I think everybody on the call knows that. And nobody gave me permission to start my own calls. Nobody said, Shannon, you need to do mentorship calls. You need to do motivation calls. You need to teach people training. Nobody gave me, matter of fact, nobody even suggested it. Well, somebody suggested this call, Brian Kane did, but you don't need permission to do the things you need to do or you feel you need to do to be great. You don't have to call and say, hey, boss, or whatever you refer to higher-ups or however you look at people so that you can be great. One thing I have that I'm proud to have is I'm crazy. I'm crazy enough to believe that I will be great. Not that I can be great, not that it's a possibility. I know for a freaking fact, beyond a shadow of a doubt, I'm the best thing that ever walked this planet. And I'm going to make a difference. Not only have I made a difference in a lot of people's lives prior to today, but there's a lot of people ahead, in the future. And I believe that. And I don't have to be validated, and you don't have to be validated by others. Sometimes you feel you need to, and I'm that way sometimes, and I'll ask other people's opinion. And the worst thing, and some of you may be able to relate to this, the worst thing is when you think something is great and it's something you need to do, and you share that information with somebody else that you respect their opinion, and they don't agree with you. I know some of y'all feel that way, but you don't need their permission. You don't need them to validate your awesomeness, and sometimes moving ahead from when you have to make a decision to be great, you have to do things in bite size, small changes every single day. If you're trying to lose weight, this is how I relate business since I come from the fitness industry also, is people who want to lose a lot of weight, they get discouraged fast because they want to see results. They want to see a major change. It takes bite size of eating the right foods. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and just be eating healthy. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen if you're flawless in life. It's just, I mean, it's hard to, it's a hard thing. So you got to do it in bite size every day. If you're going to the gym, you got to go every day, or whatever your routine. If it's 4 times a week, go 4 times a week. If it's weekly changes you need to make those changes every week. You have to, and I relate it to business because you have to be consistent, and you don't need somebody to pump you up and call you and say, hey, did you go to the gym today? That's accountability. That's a little bit different than permission. I know I need to go to the gym every day. I know I need to eat right every week. I know the results are going to come every month from my daily habits, my weekly habits. And you don't need permission to do that. All you have to do, if you want to be great from today on, I want everybody on here to hear this loud and clear. You do not need permission. Just give the world notice. Notice that I'm going to be great. If you're in this business, notice I'm going to be a super affiliate. Notice to the world that, hey, I'm going to drop 20 pounds. I'm going to drop 100 pounds. I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to be great. You're not getting permission. You're putting the world on notice. I'm telling you now, I listen to other people. Nobody's ever done that before. Why are you going so hard? I don't need your permission to tell me what I feel and what I need to do. I was just putting you on notice. I don't want your opinion. I'm just putting you on notice. Because every day is different. If you can show me somebody that's free in the world that has 2 of the same days, I would like to meet them. No 2 days are alike. People have breakthroughs. People are, when you look at what we call wealthy people or popular people or people in the media and TV and sports, we don't see all of the hard work they do behind the scenes. We never saw the education. We never saw all the people that turned them down for a role or for a team or for their sport. We didn't see when they twisted their ankle or hurt their wrist or hurt their elbow and they couldn't play their sport or whatever the things were. But they still got out there and they did the work every day. They trained. They went to the gym, for depending on their occupation. They went to events. They went to trainings. They read this book. They had this mentor, that mentor. And we think it happens overnight. Like my son wants to do hip hop. He sees the jewelry and the girls and the cars and the this and the that. I'm like, dude, let's start with school. Let's start here. Let's start with learning all of these steps. It doesn't happen overnight. Just because you see a person that's young and doing it, you don't know what they went through prior to this. You didn't know that their dad was an A&R. You didn't know that their mom ran a studio. You didn't know that all of the things they did prior to them having that breakthrough and all the work they did, all the doors that were closed on them for whatever reason. So in closing, a couple of things I want you to keep in mind. Give yourself 1,000 second chances. I don't care how many times you fail at something, do it again. Do it again. One of the greatest basketball players that ever lived and still living is Shaquille O'Neal, in my opinion. The reason why Shaquille can't shoot a free throw to save his life. If you put him on there and say, Shaquille, you got 10 shots. All you have to do is make one, or we're going to kill you. He's going to miss all 10 of them. But he still never, ever stopped. He's still one of the greatest basketball players that ever lived. He didn't get permission. He just went out there and was great. So what? He didn't have that game. He had other skills. He had other things he was good at. So he gave himself 1,000 second chances and was able to win a number, 5 or 6 championships. And you don't need permission to do this. Here's the deal. You just need to make a decision, and you need to make a decision today that you want to be great, that you want to be good at something, that you want to be a servant-driven leader. Nobody can tell you or instill in you. I promise you this. If you ask yourself the question, yourself will give you an answer. Try it. Take this exercise and say, what is it I need to learn to be a great, I'm looking at this on TV, badminton, not, what is this? I'm looking at a game on TV and I want to say it. Bingo player. Okay. Thank goodness the channel changed. What does it take to be a good bingo player? If you ask that question, you know what yourself is going to say? You probably need to study how to play bingo. I don't know how to play bingo. I have no idea. Maybe I'll watch a YouTube video or a few YouTube videos. Maybe I'll read a book about it. Maybe I'll go to the bingo hall. I live in Las Vegas. I can go to the casino and watch bingo. Or whatever it is, I want to be a great leader. Where does it start? And yourself will give you an answer. Well, Shannon, you need to learn how to be more disciplined. Shannon, you need to learn how to speak better. Shannon, you need to speak to people. And nobody's going to give me permission and say, hey, can you come speak at my event? No, you just go do it. And you just do it. And you just do it. So grab yourself a couple of good books to read. Get yourself a couple of videos to watch. I highly suggest having a mentor. There's plenty of them that mentor you through video, and it doesn't have to be in your specific career field. Some people need life coaches. I've never had a life coach. I've had a lot of mentors. And then the last thing I'll say is attend events. Why all these things is because that's where breakthroughs happen. Breakthroughs happen with mentorship. Breakthroughs happen through books, through videos, in a specific field, and it's never too late. I don't care if you're 77 years old, 87 years old, 17 years old. I was watching a program, and I'm going to close with this. I was watching, BET Awards. It just happened to be on when I was getting dressed yesterday. There's a 14-year-old kid out of Chicago. Don't remember his name. I just remember his story. Started a business 5 years ago, so he was 9. It's called Code Like a Thug or something like that. Basically, he started a non-profit organization for poor people who lack education or don't get good education, put it that way, in his hometown of Chicago, and the kid's only 14. And now he's on national stages speaking because he took action. He didn't ask for permission. The schools wasn't teaching how to code, so he started learning how to code on his own. He started teaching his brothers and his older brothers and sisters. He started learning. Then his parents helped him start a nonprofit. Now he's a mentor to millions of underprivileged kids because he didn't ask for permission. He just went and did it. Now he's getting funding being thrown at him, and he's only 14 years old. So it's never too early. It's never too late. The last thing is focus on yourself and focus on yourself and where you want to go in life. It's been a plum-pleasing pleasure to spend the last 20 minutes with you guys. I hope you got some value from this. And just remember, you do not need permission to be great. You do not need permission to start anything that you want to start. Just go do it and do it to the best of your ability. And when you think you've got it finished, done, do some more. With that, everybody have a great Monday. And we'll see you again on Wednesday, 12 o'clock noon, same time, same phone number. Bring some friends. Talk to you soon.